Hi, hello, annyeong everyone. It's me again, Lea Mathilda, coming at you with a new video, and finally again a sit-down video. I've been feeling lately that I wanted to go back into doing them. I love vlogging, but sometimes it's just nice to just talk. Today's video is kind of in the mood of this month's celebration, which is Black History Month, and I'm not talking about history, but I'm just going to give a little bit of love to Black people in the social media world that I am in as well. I am going to be showing you my favorite Black girl podcast. I listen to podcasts every single day, literally, and I wanted to share them with you guys and give you some inspiration. Maybe you want to listen to some new ones as well, maybe you want to listen to some Black ones, or maybe we even share the same podcast style. So let's get down to business, people, shall we? And I feel like it's been so long, as if I haven't been on my channel. You get what I mean, right? The first podcast that I'm going to be talking about is actually probably the first Black people podcast I have ever downloaded, and it's Therapy for Black Girls. I think that this one has been one of my top podcast ever since the beginning, because she gave a lot of interesting advice from the beginning. This is a podcast by Dr. Joy Harden Broadford, and I think that she embodies the image that I had from Therapy for Black Girls just perfectly fine, because she talks about so many topics that I think are important to talk about. Let it be your sexuality, let it be how you feel in your body, let it be how important it is to talk about important subjects and just to do something out of the life that you have. I think it's interesting to have someone who is this therapist and does say these nice things, especially if you're a Black woman, because we don't all have the education that tells us that it's okay to go to therapy or to think about mental health. I think that she does it perfectly to just embody everything, talk about important subjects. So if you want a podcast like that to listen to, I am definitely going to tell you Therapy for Black Girls is what you need. Next podcast we have here is Balanced Black Girl. Of course, it has to be on my list. Of course, it is one of the most popular Black podcast I know of, and I remember when I first started listening to her, I felt as if I was meditating, because it's Lestranda Alfred. She had such a beautiful, just peaceful voice, and it just feels good to listen to her, and the topics that she abords are also topics that I question every day. She talks about feeling ambitious enough to being motivated, and she had one episode that still lingers in my mind, and this is one where she talks about how you only have a clean mind when you have a clean space around you, and I often forget these details, but this is so important. So it's actually kind of yoga but in words, if you get what I mean by that. It's really nice, so you can really check her out. It's really one of my favorite podcasts as well. If you want someone to just boost your confidence, boost your relationship status confidence as well, and just someone who knows how to speak to others just as a motivator, I would definitely tell you to listen to the Pep Talk podcast by Brini Lee. She is a British YouTuber. I think she has such an amazing talent to talk on camera, because I watch her YouTube videos as well. So she has a podcast where she talks as a relationship expert and self-esteem booster for so many people. She has boosted my confidence as well. Even just when I listen to the intro of the podcast, I am so in love with it, because every time she talks, I know that she's really honest, and she knows that many people are listening to her because they need her advice on so many things. The latest episode that I have here right now from her is How to Overcome Self-Sabotage. Talks about specific topics and don't just say, oh, you guys shouldn't do this. She actually says, why are you doing this? You should be changing this. And this is kind of, you know, there, as if there was a big sister telling me, you know what, this is what you're doing is wrong. If you want to do something better with your life, you have to work for it on your own and everything. And that is a type of podcast that I really enjoy, and her episodes are very short, so that's cool as well for if you're taking the bus somewhere or if you're walking around. I think that's very nice, so please check her out. I have another podcast here that is a rather newly in my list. It's by Lauren Williams, Imperfectly Phenomenal. Oh, the Imperfect Imperfectly Phenomenal Woman. Lauren Williams talks to different people, different women about their experiences in real life, them questions, and I have really seen that you know that everyone has problems like I have. For example, the latest episode that I listened to, oh my, where's my English going? Oh my gosh, was on finding your purpose. All her episodes have the goal to just show you that your problems are normal, you're not the only one, but you can fix them, you can be better, you can do. You can is literally the best message that you can give someone, and I think that she embodies it very well in this podcast. If you ever have something that you want to know of, that you want to hear people talk about, Lauren Williams puts them in each podcast episode, making it so interesting to listen to. And she also has such a calming voice, and I really love listening to people who have such soothing voices. So for 3 years I had been following this one Instagram account called Black Girl Nerds. I never thought that they would have a podcast as well, because you know, they talk about TV shows, about whatever is happening in pop culture and actors and all of that, and they actually have a podcast called the same name, Black Girl Nerds. It's so cool, and I am not necessarily the one to listen to every single episode of theirs, but I think that it's really cool that they talk about such topics, about TV shows, about actors and whatever. So sometimes it's just interesting to be updated about what is going on, and they oftentimes talk about black actors and black TV shows and whatever, because obviously Black Girl Nerd has some type of way to talk about things. I think it's interesting to have a little bit of variety in your podcasts. And since we're talking a little bit about TV show themed podcast, I have another one that I recently discovered called Okay Now Listen, where they talk about Netflix TV shows that they binge watched. And these two women, oh my gosh, let me just remember their names. I am so bad, I'm so sorry. We have Scotty Beam and Sylvia Obel, and both of them have been making me laugh so much because I mean, they're so funny, just naturally funny whenever they talk, and you hear that in their voices that they're really enjoying talking about all these shows that they have watched. I remember an episode that I listened to in which they talked about the reunion of the Love is Blind cast, you know, the 3 additional episodes, and they were laughing the whole time, and I loved the vibes of it because it just made my mood so much better. This is something that I would definitely recommend to you guys if you like talking about TV shows, if you like watching TV shows, if you just like listening to people who are genuinely funny. Okay Now Listen is the podcast for you. I am genuinely a person who loves to listen to people who talk about daily life, who talk about things that I am literally thinking about, for example, that I'm struggling with or that I'm working on. And I have this one podcast by Zuri Hall called The Hot Happy Mess, and I am completely obsessed with this woman's voice, with her podcast episodes, and how she just goes into all these subjects. She talks about how to oh my gosh, what is going on with me? She is talking about in most of her podcast episodes about how to enjoy life, how to have the best moment, how to travel, how to be happy, how to do this, just topics that you would like to listen to on the daily, and she does it perfectly fine. I am very happy to be able to recommend this to you because this is also a very new podcast on my list. You will enjoy having people, you know, who share the same thoughts as we do and who have been through a lot of things in life as well, and just share how to feel better. She really talks about so many subjects like life, investing, hustling life, some random subjects here and there that really will be interesting for many of you. She, for right now, while I'm filming this, has 53 episodes out, and the episodes usually are about 40 to 60 minutes, so you have a lot to listen to. I listen to another podcast that is just like Balanced Black Girl, kind of as if I was having yoga but in words, and it's by Lauren Ash called Black Girl in Ohm, and she talks about topics like how worthy black women are. It's really just like mental soothing. She talks about so many different subjects, about loving yourself, being happy, about life, and just enjoying the little moments, things like that. As you can tell, I really have these self-development, self-love, self-esteem type of concepts with my podcast, but this is really important for me, especially if it's something that I listen to while I'm going to work or walking around. I just need the positivity and the motivation to keep on going, because sometimes life can be hard, and things that could make it even better actually, or just better in general, would be listening to nice podcasts like this one. So really recommend you to listen to Black Girl in Ohm. All the podcasts mentioned here just make me feel so much better, and even in days where I feel bad, I can just take my phone, go on my podcast app, listen to these people talk, and call it a day. I am so grateful to have found these podcasts, and they make me actually want to become even better and to work more for my goals. If you guys have some of these people who talk about investment, about achieving your goals, about, you know, the influencer marketing or whatever, come over to me. My comment section is free. I am actually very happy right now that I could share my podcast with you guys, and I'm going to be putting more of, you know, black people and just melanin stuff here on my channel. Like I always say, I do what I want on my channel. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please share this so that many people can listen to all these interesting and very lovely self-care related and even, you know, TV show related podcasts. So thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay alive, please subscribe, and see you in the next video very soon. Adios.